What is up everybody, it's your boy Cameron Bash here and welcome back to the Movement channel, where today we've got some more exciting WWE 2K20 news to share with you all, as we've just got even more information related to the creation suite for this game. Now we know the community has been reaching out and begging 2K for more creation suite information, and hopefully, before the game releases, we can have a whole episode of the Ringside Report dedicated to the creation suite and anything new and cool that's been added to it. But if you guys are looking for everything that we know about the creation suite so far in WWE 2K22, then we've already made a handful of videos about the topic, which are very informative, so we'll leave the links to those in the video description down below for you. But today, we're here to discuss even more news related to the game's creation suite, as in a new trailer just released by 2K, we've got some more creation suite details to share with you all, so let's jump right into it. So, the in-game footage that we're going to be looking at today comes from the WWE 2K22 MyGM trailer that was just released a couple of hours ago ahead of the Ringside Report, which will also cover MyGM related information. Now, we're not jumping too heavily into the MyGM details right now, as we're going to wait for the full Ringside Report to come out to make a full and detailed video about the topic then. But there were a few creation suite details hidden in this trailer that you may have missed, and we're going to talk about that right now. Now, there were a few different shots of creation suite related content throughout the trailer. Starting off, very briefly, covering literally less than 5 seconds of the trailer, we see and hear this footage.
Anya DeVille and more. Or even create your own custom GM.
So we don't have a lot to go off here, but let's break it down and see what we can see. The very first shot gives us a look at this custom superstar being made, having a top selected for him. We know this because we can see the option for top 1 in the top left hand corner of the screen, which likely confirms that we'll see the option for top 1, top 2 and jackets return in WWE 2K22. There doesn't seem to be any new attire pieces featured here, as all of this stuff was featured in WWE 2K20, but we are looking at the very bottom of the list here, as you can tell from the slider to the side of the attire pieces, so there may be more new pieces at the top, just like we saw with the gloves in a previous image. Our next shot gives us our very first look at a female superstar being created within the creation suite, as she is having her eyebrows selected. Now, as you can see from this image in WWE 2K20, there are also no new eyebrows on display here either, and seeing as the game scrolls through most of the eyebrows available, it doesn't look like we'll find any new ones when we get the game either. Although I am very happy that they have finally showed us an example of what a female superstar looks like within the creation suite. From there, we get a shot of the custom superstar that was being created first, now at ringside, which gives us our first official look at a core inside of the game and not just in the creation suite. Now, they did say cores would look more realistic than ever this year, rivaling that of the in-game superstars, so let's have a look and see how this one holds up. First off, we'll compare him with Big E. Now, while our custom superstar here is playing the role of GM, he's not too active around the ring, but despite that, we can still see the sweat dripping down his body, showing that the custom superstar will still benefit from that in the game. However, comparing the skin of the two models, there's a layer of texture and detail that can be seen in Big E that isn't on the custom superstar. I'm sure that expert core creators will once again be able to bring in their own custom face and skin textures into the game to make their creations look top-notch and closer to the in-game superstars. But at a base level, the game doesn't seem to be offering this. Taking a look at this model side by side with Bobby Lashley is a better example of this, as Bobby is less sweaty. Here you can clearly see how much more texture Bobby's dry skin has, versus the dry skin of our custom superstar. Then, if we take a look at him side by side with Roman Reigns to compare their facial hair, I think this is one of the elements that the game is getting right, as the facial hair does look textured and detailed on our custom superstar, but is it any better than what we've seen before? Even the hair on this custom superstar's head is hair that we've seen used in previous games. Later on in the trailer, we see the custom GM again, stood outside the ring as Drew McIntyre hits a move on Big E in the ring, and to us, this is the biggest giveaway that the custom superstars aren't on the same level as the in-game superstars. I mean, just look at it for yourselves. It's almost as if the models in the ring versus the one on the outside of the ring are from two completely different games. So, did 2K deliver on this promise? Do the in-game superstars look as good as the custom superstars? I have to say, at the game's base level, it really doesn't look like it, and that's unfortunate to say, because the models for 2K22, in some instances, are insane. So many of them look photorealistic, and there are so many shots throughout the game that you could confuse for real life. And while they did say that the gap between cores and in-game superstars would be lessened this year, I'm really not seeing it right now. In fact, I feel the opposite. I feel like I'm looking at a core from 2K19, while the in-game models have gotten vastly better. So if anything, the gap between the two only seems to have gotten wider. We'll hold out complete judgment until we get to see more in-game footage of the custom superstars, as there have been a few examples already of this game showing us one thing, but then a second showing of that same thing looks a lot better, so hopefully that'll apply to the CAWs as well. Now, while that does take up the majority of what we had to talk about here today, there was another small thing that the game showed off during this trailer, and that seems to be the custom render feature that has been confirmed for being in the game. If you didn't know, custom renders allow you to edit the picture you see of your superstar in the menus of the game, such as when you select them for a match. Well, during a scene for the trailer showing off the SmackDown roster, we see 6 unfamiliar faces, those being Maya T. Kirk, Jake Zandu, Brute Force, Nicholas Mann, Nova Northern Light, and Chester. Now, if you're a fan of these games but not a fan of WWE in real life, let me just tell you right now, these are not real-life WWE superstars or personalities. In fact, a quick Google search will show you that none of these people actually exist, because what we're likely seeing here are 6 custom superstars using 6 different custom renders that have been imported into the game using the image uploader. This feature is pretty much looking exactly how people expected it to after it was announced a few weeks ago, but it's nice to finally see it in action in the game. Now, there was a lot of MyGM footage shown off in this trailer as well, but as I mentioned earlier, after we get the full breakdown of MyGM from the Ringside Report later today, we'll be back with another video covering that, which we'll leave linked down below for you when that gets uploaded. But with that, guys, that brings us to the end of all the juicy Creation Suite details as well as the end of the video. Before you head off, I really need to hear you guys' thoughts on this one. What do you think of that custom superstar and how it relates to their comments on how custom superstars would look better than ever before? You've obviously already heard my thoughts about it, but now I need to know your thoughts, so make sure to leave them in the comment section down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more WWE 2K22 content. Thanks very much for watching this video, guys, and we'll see you soon for another one.